The recording started. All right, we are recording. Welcome, everybody. It is the 23rd of the month. We've got 1 week left to finish this month out strong. And we've had a great month so far. There's been a lot of growth. There's been a lot of new people coming into the business. We were on fire in the beginning of the month. That first week was just insane. It's been constant these last two, and I'm looking to see everybody really push it here at the end of this last week and wrapping everything up. I know a lot of people are on the summit as well. That's coming to a close, so we got a lot of great activity, and I want everybody to be able to capitalize on that, make sure they're following that process, and that's what we're here for Power Hour. So as always, we welcome everybody to this call. This is for everyone. It's for everybody, not just specific to my team at all. We've got a lot of different folks in this organization of Team Fusion, and I bet we might even have some people not in Team Fusion here, and that's absolutely great. As long as you're in Kiana, you can be here and see what it is that we do. This is for people that have been launched. If you haven't been launched, make sure you get with the person that brought you into the business and give them some grief. Tell them, look, I'm supposed to be launched within 48 hours. It's been longer than that. Why haven't you launched me yet? If they say, I don't know what a launch is, then reach out to me, let me know, and we will rectify that. And that's no problem. Just make sure that you don't get left out in the cold. It's very important that you have that baseline training on what it is that we do and how we go about doing it. And then once you get that training, the purpose of Power Hour is to fill in the gaps. You're going to hear it for the first time, and you're going to have some questions. This is like any other skill. You're not going to be good at it, seeing it and hearing it one time. It's going to take reflection. It's going to take action. It's going to take reviewing. It's going to take adjusting, and that's what we're here for, is to do the review, to ask the questions, to get your answers, and then be given advice on what to do next. So as always, we open it up for questions first. Anybody have any question about anything, please do not hesitate to go ahead and unmute your line and just ask away. If I see you, I will call on you, but it's on 2 pages already. It might go to 3 tonight. So if I don't call on you, it's because I don't see you. Just unmute yourself and ask away. And also,
Casey?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm going to be doing a booth at an event at an expo center this weekend.
Excellent.
And I have done them in the past for another company that I used to work for. But I was just wondering if anybody had any kind of suggestions on like approaching people. I don't want to come off. I know that they're there for that, and it's going to seem, like sales, like whatever. But I just was wondering if anybody had any suggestions for some ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, what type of event is it? What type of convention is it?
It's called Girls Day Out, so it's just a Girls Day thing. But they're also going to be having, I think, 3 other expo things going on. Like one's for kids, one's for women, and then I can't remember what the other 2. So they said last year they had about 7,000 people through there.
Nice. That's good. That's a lot of foot traffic that's going to come through. So here's what, and I actually just did one of these with some folks on my team. We did at University of Houston, and we did a career fair. And we had people, coming around wanting to get hired on by, companies and sign up for the 40-40-40 plan, where they work 40 hours a week at least for 40 years and then retire on 40% of what they weren't able to make it on before. So we figured we'd have a target-rich environment for people to be able to talk to, and we did great. But when you do these, I will say you've got the ultimate cold market situation. You've got to be a carnival barker. Without a doubt. You cannot let people just walk by and mosey over to your booth. You got to get them there. And I'm real good at just absolutely being annoying and being stupid and getting people to come over. I mean, people would walk by, they wouldn't even look at me, and I'd start yelling. I'd say, you didn't even look. How can you walk by without even looking at the booth? And they're walking by, they're like, oh, God, and then some people come laughing, they come over. And so, you just got to get a conversation going is what you need to be able to do with that. So you got to have the ultimate amount of confidence, in my opinion, to make those things work. They're not just going to come in and just, you open up the cooler and the fish jump in the cooler and you close the cooler. It's not going to be that way at all. So that's the first thing I'll tell you is you got to be ready to jump out there. The other thing is you need to have a way to get their information. So a clipboard and a sign-in sheet would be awesome. And then if you're going to get information from somebody, you need to have something as a carrot on why do I want to sit here and give you my name and number so you can spam me with a whole bunch of stuff that I probably don't care about. So you need to have something that intrigues them to get them over there. What I find is Sunrise works out extremely well in the packets to be able to have that. Get yourself a way to have a nice display bowl, have it with ice, make sure you got something where it will catch the condensation and keep them cold. And then if they fill out their information, then give them, or if the conversation is going extremely well, then give them one of those Sunrise if the conversation gets there, and go that route. Biggest thing though is don't let them walk out of there without the information, and don't give them a whole bunch of stuff and hand out a whole bunch of stuff if you're not getting their information. Do the if I would you, if I do this, would you take a step? And if they won't, then go away, you bother me.
Okay.
So those are a couple of quick ones that I would say to be able to do. It's not you're the ultimate cold market. There is zero trust whatsoever. Right. And anybody can get a booth at one of those things, and everybody knows it. So you got to be able to really get in and find what they want quickly.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've done them in the past, and I have no problem approaching people or getting people, talking to people that way. I just wanted to see if there was any kind of new ideas to.
Yeah. If you have any Team Fusion or Kyani banner materials or tablecloths. They're definitely good too.
I did well, and I didn't see where there was anywhere to purchase any of that, so I did have a couple made up on Vistaprint or whatever that I just took the Kyani logo or whatever, and so I did do that. I've got a couple banners made up with the Triangle of Health and that, and I was going to do some with the fluorescent stuff too, because I figured with the Women's Day, the skincare might be a really
for sure. Being able to have those quick facials that you can do for them, handles, whatever, is really powerful as well.
And I was going to do the Sunrise. I had the Sunrise to do, and I bought some bottles of it with some just like little Dixie cups to do like a sample of it that way.
Yeah, that works good.
Packets. So
I like the packets because it's going to be, they're not worried that you're getting ready to roofie them or something like that, so it cuts on that concern. So that'll hopefully work out well.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Excellent. You're very welcome, Carmen. Excellent question. All right. Who's got their next question? Yeah, there's some good comments on there. How about a drawing for a 7-day trial, gets their info, finds out who's interested. That's definitely a good one to be able to do and do that that raffle. That's a nice one.
Yeah, I spoke with Rocky a little bit, and Rocky mentioned when he had done one, he mentioned something about offering a $200 giveaway, and then let them or whatever, a specific dollar amount, and then you let them pick so if they want. So I thought, well, that's kind of different than what I've done in the past, because I've always done a giveaway with product, but this way they can kind of pick and or something like that. So
yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. And good advice from everybody out there. All right. We've got all kinds of people on the call tonight. Good to see everybody. Lots of new faces as well. All right. Who's got the next question? 35 of y'all. I think there'd be more than one question. Come on now. What's working for everybody? What's not working for everybody? What's something that you ran into in the last 24 hours that, man, why didn't that work? What are some things that you've experienced? I have a customer wanting to become a business partner. What to do next? Tell them, sorry, we don't allow that sort of thing. They have to stay a customer. So I'm just kidding, Van. That's awesome, man. That's absolutely awesome. What you want to do is literally have them, jump on the website, walk them through the process, help them on the enrollment. Once they become a business partner, get them to switch. If they're on auto ship, get them to switch their auto ship over to themselves so that they will be their own customer. And that's just a simple call to corporate, and they'll be able to help get that set up. So that works out really good. And that's awesome, Van. Congratulations on somebody new coming on board.
Casey?
Yes, sir.
Should I do a three-way call with Jay or somebody?
if they're ready to become a business partner, if they're done and ready, get them enrolled. We don't. It's key when somebody is ready to go, enroll them. It's not time to talk anymore. There's a good expression of "shut up, take my money." When they're ready, let them enroll. And that a lot of times what will happen is we'll almost, and I've actually seen people do this. They'll talk somebody out of it because they keep on and keep on and keep on, and then they say something that might not be 100% accurate just because they're excited, and they say something that's a little weird, and then that freaks the person out a little bit, and it's boom, they're gone. And then they don't enroll. So when they're ready to enroll, I ask, do you have any questions? Or are you ready to get started? If they say, I'm ready to get started, say, great. You ready to do that right now? You got your information ready to go? Yeah, excellent. Okay. And I ask them, which package are you ready to do? Make sure that they know what they want to do. So, all right. Are you in front of a computer? I am. Great. Let's go ahead and get on there and start walking them through the steps. And that is the intent. That is the goal. That's what you want them to do. That's what everything's working out great. Get them in the business. After they're in the business, then worry about the next step. A lot of times we'll overwhelm our new people by wanting to tell them because we're excited. We're pumped up. They're on board with this. We've gone through, all these people. We've talked to so many people. We've had a lot of people disappear on us. People didn't do what they say they were going to do. Now all of a sudden somebody's ready to go, and we're excited. Road trip, we're pumped up, and then we just go crazy on them, and they're like, dude, I can't handle, that's too much. No, I'm out. If this is what I got to do, just be nice, calm, cool, collected. This is what happens. This is what we expect to happen, and then just go make it happen and walk them through that process. If they have questions, yes, then get them on a three-way with Jake or Kate or whoever, Dave or myself, and then we'll answer any questions that they have at the end. But assume that when they say they're ready to get started, let's get them enrolled. And then when they start up with a whole bunch of other stuff, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you said you were ready to get enrolled. What's your first question? What's your next question? And then after that, okay, are you ready to get on? Yeah, let's do it. So I'm always checking to see, as soon as somebody watches the presentation, you get a chance to take a look at that? I sure did. Excellent. What'd you like best? I like this. Excellent. Well, it sounds like you're ready to get started, or did you have any questions? I'm ready to get started. Cool, let's get it done. You gotta ask them, and when they say yes, then zip it and get them enrolled.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, reading some of the comments here. Yep, all good stuff. Where did that go? One of the partners says she feels like nobody wants to talk to her. Don't have more details at this point. Yep. All right. Good conversation going on in the chat session. Who's got the next question? Anybody?
I have something you can talk about.
I got plenty to talk about. I just want questions.
Valerie's got one. There you go.
What you got, Valerie?
I have a question.
Thank you, Jamie.
I know that. Thank you, Jamie, for letting me go. I know that we don't advocate or really even share about the $89 opportunity to come in. If I have somebody that's questioned me about that, I want to accurately answer them. Does that just include distribution rights? I know there is no product, but does that establish their website and all of that as well?
They get a spot. I don't even know if it comes with the website or not, to be 100% honest with you. Okay. What I call that the FTC position. That's the Federal Trade Commission position. That's the way to make sure that everybody knows that they can absolutely come on. They can get a spot, so they don't think this is a Ponzi scheme or anything like that. That's just right. From a compliance perspective. I have personally, now that's not to say that people haven't come in at that position and blown it up. I have yet in almost a decade of being in network marketing seen anybody actually see them do anything with the business. Tanya Holmes, Emerald in the business, saying it does not. You get a distribution number and you get a spot, and that's it. You don't even get the website. So to me, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. People that's actually going to dovetail into my topic tonight that I've got here to talk about is mindset and understanding about business. And
Okay.
somebody coming at that perspective, we got mindset work that we need to do with them, to be honest with you.
Well, it's my new distributor, and when she heard that my husband had a spot, that she explored it and was looking for that opportunity for her husband.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to be able to answer her accurately. I told her there was no product, no prime, none of that, but I wasn't sure about the website.
Yeah.
So I will definitely talk to her and see if she wants to hold off and raise some money or figure out some ways to do that to at least do the $3.99.
Yeah, I think that's and for a secondary spot, you know, I won't beat up on anybody too bad for doing that. The thing is, it's solely a viewpoint that causes them to go to that. They're trying to keep their expenses as low as possible, is why they're choosing to do something like that. And what we have to do. So go ahead.
Well, if they do that, how do they get customers if they don't have
they'll have to go in and they'll have to purchase that part of it, and they're going to have to add on everything to get it up to the spot that'll actually be able to do anything. So you might as well go ahead and get the spot. And that's another reason why, even if somebody's getting a secondary spot, I push the $5.99 exclusively. I don't want $3.99 to even be an option, because they don't understand if they're doing the $3.99. There's too many ways around that last $200. And what they're doing is they're looking at it through the wrong lens. They're looking at it on, how can I keep this real low right now? They're not looking anywhere into the future of saying, what am I going to do for handing out samples? What's the end goal going to be? What happens when I get done handing out the amount that comes in this first box? I'm going to want to hand this out to more people. That's like opening up your own, you know, I don't know, Walmart, and deciding you're just going to get one shelf worth of stuff. And then that's it. Why would you not get the other amount that's sitting out there? Why would you shortchange yourself? That $200 is going to cost you $360 when it's down the road, because you're going to get that much more product. You're going to get that many more points. You're going to help yourself get to the ranks, which is going to make another $200 show up anyway. It's just, it's penny wise and pound foolish to the nth degree. It truly is. It truly is. So yeah, I don't recommend the $89 at all whatsoever. I don't recommend the $3.99 from a business perspective at all. If you're going to do that, if you're just doing it to get the discount, you might as well still get the $5.99, because you're going to get that much more product for the cheapest that you're ever going to get it. It's just, and people say, well, you know, I just don't have that money. Yes, you do. You're just not getting your head wrapped around the true math of the situation. If anybody's got a question on that, I've got a video. It's at the top of the Power Hour channel on the website, and it's $3.99 versus $5.99. It's about 20 minutes, and it goes into a whole bunch of different items in there, including how do you make up the difference on getting yourself that big package? How do you go out and get a business loan for your business that's going to cost you $40 a month to operate a multi-million-dollar potential business? Honestly, we have to frame that for them. Otherwise, we're taking the easy way out on them by letting them do that without pushing hard enough. Here's why we don't push hard enough: because it's awkward. Because we're worried about how it's going to make us feel. We're worried about what that's going to feel from our perspective. We're not doing it for them.
Right.
So does the $89.99 give them the discount even?
I'll be honest with you. I'll make this one easy. You're gonna have to call corporate on that one. That's how little I know and care about.
I didn't think we even got a discount.
I don't think you get anything for it. But if you want to pursue that, I have no problem with that. You do that as you wish, and we're asking questions. I don't know the answer, and I would suggest, I would definitely suggest checking with corporate on that one to get the answer on what's offered with that. But yeah, it's $5.99 or the $12.99, or honestly, don't even waste your time. Don't even waste your money.
Okay.
That's absolutely. And I'll go toe to toe with anybody on the planet with that one. If they want to talk about that, I'll be happy to, because I've done the maths. It's a no brainer.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Good questions though. Keep them coming. Mike, you got a question?
Actually, statement and a question. It's a big happy day for me. All of you have been there.
Hey, he got his stuff in.
I got product.
Yay.
Took my first sunset with dinner. That's huge.
That's awesome.
Samples. How hard do you bleed them for those? Do you need a marriage license signed in blood, or?
I'm pretty hardcore before I'm going to start handing out $20 bills to people, to be honest with you. So the question is, how do you hand out the samples? How do you go about doing that? What do you need from them to be able to give them that sample? Some people get these samples and they go driving down the road, they roll their window down and they try to sling the 7-day pack into other people's window and land it in their car on the freeway. Some people are throwing them around that fast. And y'all know some of y'all here have done that. And that's okay. That's okay. There's been people that come on as a result of that. But I qualify my people pretty tough. They got to do something that makes me think they're going to actually take that 7-day. If they'll take the 7-day, that's all I need. I need an assurance in my gut that tells me they're going to take that all the way through. I gave mine away too soon. Yeah, some people feel that way when they get in there. They get excited. They want to just give to everybody. And that's fine if they take it. Otherwise, all that happens is they take that and then they go set it on the microwave or on the counter and it sits there and then mail starts getting on top of it. And then the Pizza Hut and the Domino's coupons get stacked on it. And the next thing you know, you get tired of looking at it. What the hell is it? And they throw it in the trash. And you basically just lit fire to a $20 bill.
A follow-up, is the 7-day enough for somebody to get to the end of 7 and say, boy, I got to keep having this?
It has been in some cases, but that's the main thing is I honestly think people should be required to take it for 60 to 90 days before they make a decision. But that's not what people are going to do. So 30 days is what the population is usually good for taking it. And most people will, if they're going to experience something, they experience it in that first 30 days. There are a lot of people that don't experience it until their 60th or 90th day. And that's just nutrition. That's just the body. That's how it works. So the 7-day, it's pretty rare that somebody's going to get that 7-day and it's going to be like, oh man, yeah, absolutely, change my life in 7 days. For me personally, it did. It took 5 days. The 5th morning I woke up, I had slept through the night. And that was huge for me. But that's not the case for everybody. A lot of cases, people will get something in that first week. But I don't plan on that. The way I work this, when I'm speaking with somebody and I've gotten to a point where I feel they're going to take it, I tell them, I say, look, here's the deal. I ultimately want you, and I tell them what my intent is. Once we've identified that it's customer territory for these people, and that's their health, that's their hot button topic is health. And then I get into the product and I'm talking to them about that. I tell them, I say, look, here's the deal. We've got a 30-day money back guarantee. And then they come back and and that's what I lead with. I don't lead with the 7-day sample. I have the 7-day sample as my fallback position. Okay. And so if the conversation isn't going well, or they're really, I really don't know that I want to pony up enough for a whole month's supply here and not really know what it tastes like and any of that, then what I'll do is say, all right, here's the deal. I've got a 7-day sample and I've got smaller samples too. I'm willing to give this to you. If I give this to you and you like the taste, are you willing to and able to go ahead and order a month's supply of this? It's got a money back guarantee. If you don't like it after a month, ship it back. If it didn't do it for you after a month, ship it back. I'll pay for your shipping and handling. But if I give this to you and you like the taste, would you go ahead and get a month's supply? If they don't tell me yes, why would I give them a 7-day trial pack?
It seems like it could be counterproductive. If it doesn't do them any good in 7 days, then they say, oh, this stuff's no good. I don't
That's
need
it. You have to frame it up. You have to frame it up. You've got to position it correctly. That's where there's the high tech and the high touch. That's the high touch part. That's where you got to have a conversation. Don't just say, hey, take this. It's going to make you feel better in 5 days. Because chances are, on a macro scale, that's not going to be the case. Maybe 20, 30% of people are going to experience something that fast, but that means, 70-something people, 70% or more aren't going to experience something in those first couple of days. So that's why I tell people, look, the ultimate goal is I need you to be on it for a month. And here's the deal. If I give you this 7 day, that's actually going to get you 5 weeks worth of product. I want you to be on this for about 2 to 3 days. You're going to know if you're going to like the taste after 2 to 3 days. Then let's go ahead and order your month's supply. It's going to take about 5 days to get there. So by the time you're finishing up your 7 day pack, your month's supply has shown up, and then you can continue on without any eruption. And let's see what this does. I'm willing to invest this in you if you're willing to get the month's supply so that we can see if this actually has an effect on you like it's had an effect on so many people. And that's how I go about my approach with them. And it works extremely well. Now, have I given out 7 days before? Oh, yeah, absolutely, all the time. But I qualify the heck out of it.
Yeah. So I'll be stingy.
Yeah.
I'll be
100%. 100%.
Like you said, there's no point burning $20 bills.
No. If somebody's walking by the sushi lady and they're looking at it and going, I hate sushi. And then they go reaching for one of the sushi things. What's she going to do? She's going to smack them with a chopstick or something. That ain't happening. I'm not going to just let you burn through this stuff. This stuff costs money. So that's how I go about it.
I have an idea.
What you got?
I think that we should carry the 7 days around in our vehicles and just give out samples out of that, because it has on the back. Yeah. Like, so you don't have to carry your bottles and stuff around, or your whatever. If you get them with your kit, use them for samples, but don't give the whole thing away. Open it up and show the 3 products, and maybe give one of the sunrises out, right? You could do that 7 times. Just exactly what you're saying. Use it that way instead of, and you've got the little, the little box. It looks kind of nice that you're not just pulling out randoms out of your purse or whatever.
Yeah, if you want to taste it, try it now.
I would use them that way, Mike. If instead of giving the whole thing to somebody, just use it a single sample, like 7 times, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. Another thing that works really well when you're trying to sample the product out, I always use the Sunrise as the one that I'm sharing. The Sunset, there's no smell, there's no taste. It's not like they're going to, catch some Z's right there the moment I give it to them. It's really not going to be something they're going to be able to really get a whole lot out of right away. It's my favorite product. It's by far my favorite product out of all of them, just to be clear. But it's not got that wow right away instantaneous thing. It's not supposed to. It's not what it's built for. But the Sunrise is real good from the perspective of when they try that out, they're like, wow, this tastes really good. And what I do is I always have at least 2 of them with me. If I'm going to hand one to somebody, I've got one for myself. I open it, I start drinking it, and I hand them the other one while I'm sipping down on mine. I don't say a word. I don't tell them anything. I don't say, try that. I just hand it to them while I'm drinking on mine. And I just hand it to them, and I just keep shaking it around until they finally grab it. And then when they grab it, then they're like, what do I do? And then you just rip it right there. And then I go back to drinking mine. And then it's like, dude, it ain't that hard. I'm doing it here. You can do the same thing. And then when they get done, then it's done. Don't go telling them all the stuff that's in it. Because when you start telling them that, then they got to be all sophisticated and smart and everything and start, well, I need to do my research and look at what's in this and that and the other and all these other things. Dude, you just sucked down a Whataburger shake. Give me a break. You have no idea what's in that. All right. So that's why I just do that. I don't say anything. I just give to them and they drink. It's like, hot damn, that's pretty good. What is that? You just had 22 superfoods. What? Yeah, you just had about the equivalent of 46 cups of kale. You like kale? That tastes pretty good, didn't it? Now we got ourselves somewhere that we're going with the conversation.
Mr. Salgi, can I chime in real quick?
Please.
So I just got a Triangle of Health customer. Yeah.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. And this is just to chime in real quick. It's something so minor, but it helps a lot, is to make sure that you guys are emphasizing and selling the benefits, not the features. And what that means is how it makes people feel versus all of the ingredients. I mean, I know that Mr. Salgi was just saying that, but that's another way to put it, is to sell the benefits, not the features. So for example, I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard this a lot, but if you guys go car shopping, especially if I'm buying a car and I know nothing about cars, the same way that most people don't know squat about supplementation or nutrition, right? Otherwise they'd be doing it if they really knew, then they're not going to tell me about all of the crazy horsepower and everything that's going under the hood. They're going to be talking about you know, how smooth the ride is and how emotionally it makes me feel when I'm in it, right? So they're going for how it makes me feel, not the features of the car. They're selling the benefits, right? And so if you guys want to talk to someone effectively about the products, you're not going to talk about the 22 superfoods and the tocotrienols and all of this ashwagandha. People have never heard that in their lives most of the time. And so if you remember that, then you talk about testimonial on testimonial. You know, even the other day I was texting this guy who I asked to be a customer at ILA. I was so frustrated seeing all these people getting promoted at ILA, and I'm like, I need to do something. So I started texting people to get customers. And 6 weeks later, so he said, I don't really take supplements, but I might know somebody. I said, okay, that's fine. And then I would just drip on him here and there, every now and then say, you know, hey, have a great day. And he'd be like, oh, thanks. And every now and then, hey, happy birthday. And then 6 weeks later, just 2 days ago or like a week ago, I said, hey, have a great day. And he said, hey, how much are product samples? You know, so if you just maintain the relationship, first of all, they'll bring it up. Okay. And then while we were talking, I shared the story I said, hey, my sister Sonia actually just shared this with a coworker who has gout. And of course, we can't make health claims, but on a scale of 1 to 10, he said that when he'd have his flare-ups, his pain was like a 9 or a 10 while on medication. And since being on the Kyane products across 4 months, he hasn't had one flare-up. And my friend was like, wow. So I didn't say squat about the number of vitamins. I didn't say squat about the ingredients, right? I just said what it's doing for people. And so if you focus on the benefits instead of the features, you're going to be so much more effective in not Kyane guruing people out of the decision. Does that make sense? Yes, thumbs up if that made sense. Okay, awesome. Mr. Salji, back to you. Just wanted to chime in.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I like it. All right. What other questions we got? Hey, Rupali, got a customer today also. Congratulations. First one. That's fantastic. Elaine, what you got for a question?
There you go.
There you are.
I'm muted. Hi, everyone. How are you?
Good.
That's awesome. Well, today I was scouting through Facebook, and there was this one networker. He's in the health and wellness nutritionalist as well, and a whole bunch of, you know, certifications, blah, blah, blah. Maximum 5,000 people on his friends. And so I just sent him a message. And I told him who I was. I told him that, like, you know, I'd like to introduce a nutraceutical line to him. And I said someone with your high caliber would definitely appreciate it. And so they told me to reach out to the Sharks. So I'm reaching out. And I wrote LOL, you know. So his response was that, you know, he only deals with like non-GMOs, certified, you know, organic, all of that stuff. He said for me to write a list of the products, like the ingredients that's in it and the other things as well, and then he'll look into it. So my question is, should I just send him to Kyane Science, or should I legitly like list out all the ingredients?
Me personally, I'm not going to waste my time doing all of that. That's me. I'm not going to jump through their hoops. I've got the golden goose. If you want to check it out, that's cool. If you want to be an obstinate, you know, jackass, then that's fine too. That's kind of what I got out of that, but could be legitimate as well. I would send them to Kyane Science and let that do the pre-qualification, so that they're pre-qualified, that they're looking for what it is that we've got going on. I think they'll see some tremendous stuff when they go into Kyane Science, and then maybe even give them a link to the video for the product side, so that they can take a look at that and then see if that blows their hair back. But do you know if this guy's looking for anything, or are you just taking a shot and seeing what happens?
Well, he said that he's willing to take a look into it. But he said not a link.
Say again?
He said not in the message. He said not a link, but a list of the ingredients.
What difference does it make if a link shows them a list? That's just somebody being an ass, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
That's what and I'll be honest with you. I have done a whole lot of cold marketing and social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, being the two biggest ones that I've done. There are so many people out there that think theirs doesn't stink and they're God's gift to anything. And no, that's not who I am looking for. I don't care, how many people are following them. That's me. That is completely me. And I make the no bones about this. Power Hour is my opinions on the world of network marketing. Doesn't mean that they're right. It is my philosophy on it. So I'm giving it to you straight. I don't sugarcoat it. I say straight what's on my mind and what I think about it in this forum. And I do it for a reason. I'm not trying to be an ass. That's just my opinion on it. And when I hear that brings so many bells on this guy. Give me a break. Don't send me a link. You know what? Here's what I think about your link request and your again, that's
okay. Well,
but here's the deal. That doesn't mean this guy isn't somebody who's looking for something ready to go. It just depends on, do you want to put up with that? There's 8 billion people on the planet. That guy might be good, but he ain't somebody that I'm going to, that doesn't fit with me. So if it fits with you and you don't have a problem with it, rock and roll. I won't think any less of you whatsoever. Everybody does things their way and they have their own slant on how they want to go about it. Completely good with that. But that's just me. That's just me. There's too many fish out there and jumping through hoops for this guy. Hell no.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Well, I didn't reply yet, so I was just curious because I knew we were going to have this, so I was going to ask the question.
Yeah. Now, if you want to send them a link to, not a link, send them the file, the doctor's note from Team Fusion Family that gives all the list of all the ingredients. Send something like that.
On the Team Fusion Family once, but I was not able to find it again. Where is it?
It is underneath the document.
I find it
underneath Academy, and then you can get in there like you're going towards the slides, and you'll see the MD doctor note.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Good stuff, Elaine.
Thank you, Casey.
Casey,
Yes, sir.
Elaine's making me think of a question I might not have asked, but I'd like to hear how you'd handle it.
Sure.
I have a good friend who is like we talk every couple of months. She's kind of a goddess and a rock star. She does a post and she gets 300 comments on it. We talked tonight, and daggone it, she just started with Now Lifestyle. That's probably where I started 50 companies before I chose this one. Where do you go with her? Is there any chance? We'd like to work together. We keep coming up with, we just both got into something different.
Yeah. And before I answer that, Elaine, there was a link that Sherry posted directly home running you to that document that I was just talking about. So that's in the chat session right now. So if I understand correctly, she just joined a network marketing company, just joined a new one.
Yeah, they got a stupid dollar sign up, and she's got a dozen of those in there already, and she's going to rock that, but it's not as good as this.
The easiest thing that I would do is say, hey, I know you just got started, but before you go down that path, I don't know if you've had a chance to take a look at this. I've been looking at a lot of things. I looked at what you're doing, and I passed on it. It looked good, but I passed on it because of this. I'd hate for you to get all squared away in that. Are you open for taking a look? Or are you 100% sold out, committed to going up that mountain already? And find out if she is. If she is, then just say, the only reason I was asking, I wanted you to just look at the comp plan. If nothing else, just look at the comp plan.
Ask the question, it's a yes or a no, and then we go.
Find out what they want to, because if they're not 100% sold out, if they're still kind of thinking about it, now you know what they're looking for. If they're sold out and they don't want to do it, and you push it anyway, now you're showing them you're only interested in what's in it for you and not what's in it for them. Make sure they know. And what that'll do is when she does go up that mountain and she sees that it's no fun and it ain't working out for her, now you've got a bridge that you were interested in her, and she will hopefully remember that. So That's really powerful. Sarah just posted an item out there for the women's video, and that might be something to also help out and let them see what we've got going on and the attention that we give to the ladies in the organization as well. So that would be very powerful. And that's out on Team Fusion Family as well.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, very good. These are some good questions. I want to jump in for the last remaining part. I want to talk a little bit about mindset for everybody. I haven't done a mindset chat in a while. There are, a couple of key things that we do when you do a launch in the organization. You go through some basic steps. First thing you do is you figure out your why you got started. You come up with a list of 20. And then for each person on that list of 20 that you write out, each one of them, you want to go through 3 steps on each of them. 3 steps, 3 steps, 3 steps, 3 steps. And those steps are you build rapport, you pique their interest, and then you edify your upline business partner, your senior business partner, and you pass the ball to them. And then you let them do what's called an inoculation talk with them. You get over any of those basic hurdles that they might have, that when they start playing that video and they think it's something that they've seen before and they immediately stop the video and they move on with their day. The reason they're doing that is because they think they know what they need to do with this type of business. Nobody says no to what we do. If they truly understood it, there's no possibility of them saying no. Why they say no to the business, either at any point. It could be at the very first step when you're asking them to take a look or get on the phone with somebody, all the way to the point where they've actually already enrolled and they've done the launch and then they don't ever take another step. Anywhere in between there, somebody who can say no to this business. But they're not saying no to the business. They're saying no to what they think they have to do when they say yes. They think they're going to have to go do this, 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 and this. That's based upon their previous programming. It's based upon their previous observation, experiences, and everything in between that's happened to them in life. They take all that information, and human beings are really good at, if it's happened one time, then every time after that must be the same thing. That's just what we default to. Our brains are built in such a way that we're constantly looking for pattern recognition. That's why my dad is a conspiracy theorist, because he saw this one thing and then he saw this other thing, and therefore, that's got to be the reason for it. He'll come up with the most harebrained, ways of trying to put 2 pieces of data together. It absolutely cracks me up. Love him. He's my old man. I love him to death, but it's like, holy crap. So that's just a really big example of the same thing. But all of it all builds around mindset. Those 5 things that I talk about are all encapsulated by mindset. That's the 6th thing. That's the most important thing out of everything, is the mindset that you have when you're in this business. And all of you here, I think, are, from just looking at the list here, everybody is in the business. You are a business partner in Kyani. When you do that, notice that it said you are a business partner. It doesn't say that you are a hobby partner. It says that you are a business partner. This is a business. Make no mistake about it. Now, you can treat it like a hobby, and you'll hear this cliche quite a bit. If you treat it like a hobby, it pays you like a hobby. If you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. And it absolutely will. Most hobbies cost you money. Most hobbies don't make you any money. You do it because you like it. I have no problem. Maybe you were looking for a hobby and this is what you want to do for a hobby, and hey, rock and roll, man. Everybody can do what they want. But chances are, if you're on Power Hour and you keep coming to Power Hour, it's because you want to make this into a business. You have reasons why. You have reasons why you started. And the mindset that you have to have for this moving forward needs to be a one of commitment. You need to make the decision. You need to make a choice. You need to make a choice that you're going to be here for a certain amount of time, and that's all there is to it. Now, some of you have made a choice that you will be here until, and there's no thing that comes after that. There's no caveat that says, I'm going to give this 6 months or I'm going to give this a year. But the chances are, at some point, the very first time you saw network marketing or you saw Kyani for the very first time, you put a timeline that says, from now until this time, if I make it happen in this time, then cool. And if it doesn't happen in this time, screw it, I'm out. It didn't work. I don't have a problem with that when people start. I honestly don't, because that's how people get themselves into the game. But my goal is to move you off of that. My goal is to move you off to the part where it says, here's my time until, because I want that to go away. I just want to know your start date, and that's it. There is no end date. I want you to get to that point. If you just joined last week, chances are you haven't got there. Maybe you have, but if you've never done network marketing and you just got started in the business, chances are you haven't. You got a date. You got some time in your head that's where it's going to be. So what I'm going to tell you is to start off during that, make a commitment give it at least a year. You don't start a business that you say, I'm going to give this 3 months and that's it. For a business. For a hobby, you do that. Most hobbies, you give it like 3 days, honestly. I mean, you go to the golf course one time, you buy all the shoes, you buy the balls, you buy all the clubs, you get out there, you take one lesson, you go to the driving range, you get on there, and then by the third time, you're like, what the hell am I doing here? I mean, seriously, this is so stupid. And you're out. That's a hobby. Treat this that way, you won't be in this business long. You will run into a lot of dumb people in the world that will irritate you and make you wonder why you're doing this. They are out there. Now, there's not a lot of them. Like Jim Rohn says, there's only about 10 bad ones that are out there. They just run around a lot, and you bump into them from time to time, okay? So the greatest thing about this business is that you get to help people. The hardest part about this business is you got to deal with people, because not all those people want to be helped. A lot of those people just are, they're the walking dead. They have no aspirations. Life has beat them up so bad. Now, I don't know what they've gone through. I'm not going to pass judgment on them. Who knows what their life is? I do know that everybody, every single day when they get up, they can make a choice. They can make a choice to make it a better day, or they can make it a worse day. A lot of people choose to make it a worse day. That's just their personal development is lacking. You will run into those people. If you haven't yet, I'm warning you and preparing you. It's coming. They're out there, okay? Know that that's going to happen. My job is to make sure I'm giving you another inoculation here and make sure I get your mindset right for what journey you're going on. This is a very, very, very simple business. It's not necessarily easy. The steps of building rapport, piquing interest, and passing the ball seem to be pretty darn simplistic, and they are. But just like golf is pretty simple, you get a little tee, you put a little ball on it, and then you hit it with a club and you make it go in a hole down the fairway. Not that hard. Not that hard to grasp. Not easy at all. One of the most difficult things to do. People try to do it their whole life and they still aren't good at it. It's that difficult to do. But it's very, very simple game. So same way with network marketing. Now, the cool thing is this isn't as hard as golf. But it is a skill set. There are skills that you will have to learn. You all have the ability to do these skills. It's not based on your physical prowess and your ability to swing a club and do all those things. What it is absolutely requiring is your mindset. You've got to have your mind right. Most people do not have a business owner mentality. They have an employee mentality. They are coin operated. Put the quarter in, I'm going to do a little something, I'm going to bang my drum for a little bit, and then after that time expires, then I need another quarter if you want me to bang on this drum anymore. And that's how most people are built. And that's the employee mindset. You pay me to do something, I'll do it. You don't pay me to do it, I sure as hell ain't going to do it. And even if I am going to do it, I'm probably going to be grumbling about it the whole time. They pay you just enough so you don't quit. You do just enough so you don't get fired. Feel free to argue with me at any point during this conversation. So with all of that said, here you are in the great big blue yonder here, and you're an entrepreneur all of a sudden. And a lot of y'all have never been an entrepreneur before. The biggest thing it takes, and John nailed this last night on our summit call, is that you got to have the perseverance. You got to have the commitment. You got to be here for the long haul. At least set it for a year. Nobody starts a business that they're not going to give it at least a year. Most business plans are 3 to 5 years, or otherwise it ain't really a business plan. It's a trip. It's a road trip. All right. 98% of people that take online courses drop out. 94% of people that go out and get their real estate license don't even sell a house in their entire lifetime. They still pay $2,000 every year to keep renewing that thing, and they don't use it. I think it's like 95% of people that get a gym membership don't even set foot in the gym ever again after they got that gym membership. I see some hands going up. It's not the gym's fault. It's not real estate's fault. It's not the online course's fault. It's a mindset issue. Look in the mirror. That's where your issues lie. So once you get that, be cool with not understanding how to do this right away. Give yourself permission to fail, because you're going to fail a lot. The faster you fail in this, the quicker you learn. If you sit there and you try to get it just perfect, I promise you the first time you do it, you're still going to suck at it. All right? And what's cool about this is it's okay. You're not going to run off somebody that wants to do this just because you don't have all the skills completely nailed down. You can go in and do it all wrong. You'll hear stories all the time about people that got sponsored by people that did it all wrong. Why? Because they were talking to the right type of person. So be okay with that. Do you want to keep doing it the wrong way? No, you want to maximize your potential. So my point here is make sure that you're in it for the long haul. Don't go at this with a microwave popcorn mentality that if this thing ain't ready in about 90 seconds, then I don't want any. And go back to what you're doing right now, which is what you do not like doing anyway. The reason you're going back to it is because it's comfortable and you know how to do it. That is a mindset issue. You know you want more, or you would not have joined this organization. Just because it gets hard doesn't mean you drop out. You come to Power Hour. You ask the questions. You reach out to the people that are here to help you. Because guess what? If we can help you, that benefits us as well. That's the power of what we do. Where you work today, where you're hourly, the person above you does not want you taking their spot. You are a threat to them in that little pyramid scheme that you work at. They are keeping you down. They're giving you just enough information to get done what you need to do. You don't need to know all the other stuff. Well, maybe I have valuable input. Yeah, but we don't want it because that means you might take my spot. Here, we want you to ask the questions. We want to pour into you. We're fighting over the microphone to tell everybody everything. Those are the servant leaders. Those are the ones that want to help. So get your mind right on this, that it's going to take some time. Now, does it have to take forever? No. But it is going to take some time to learn the skills. Start with those skills. If you want to have a really good book to teach you those skills, this one right here is one of the best. It is a very good, basic, generic, skill-based, how do I get good at this business? Now, our process that we follow does not exactly follow this linearly in the progression. It twists a couple things around that make it even better in how we approach people with this, okay? So get the basics of this and see how to apply it. This is a tool, okay? Do not treat it as a process. Take each of the chapters and use it as a tool to be able to apply what you learn here with what we do. It's a very good book for that. Know that it's skills-based. It's not luck. Is there a component of luck in everything we do? Yes. Somebody is going to be driving into work tomorrow and they're going to get creamed in an accident and they're going to die. That's bad luck. It's going to happen. It sucks. It's morbid. That's all there is to it. It's going to happen. So luck is involved. Absolutely 100%. It could be that day that you talk to the right person. But if you don't have all the skills, they might not be all the way committed to it. And if you had a little bit more skill, that could be the thing that's going to help them see this and you get in their head so that they don't say no to what they think they have to do. They actually come at it with an open mind because you had the right language to use with them to say, look, you're saying no and you don't even know what it is yet. Come look, come see what I got. And if you don't like it after that, then say no. I'm cool with you saying no. No's not the issue. I just don't want you to miss out on the greatest opportunity that I've ever seen. Have the right language, have the right skills, grow those. And that is not going to happen by me sprinkling magic fairy dust on you. And tomorrow you wake up as the next Eric Worre or the next Jeff Roberti, who's made $80 million in network marketing. Okay. There's going to be some skills that you're going to need to learn. Now, here's the cool thing. Can every single person here tonight listening to this and everybody listening to the replay of this, can they make literally millions of dollars in this industry? I honestly believe the answer to that is yes. The skills that it takes to be good at this can all be learned. It's just up to you. Now, do some people have natural gifts to do certain things better than others? Yes. But you give yourselves labels and you knock yourself down from the potential of what you actually possess. Every single one of you do it, myself included. You talk yourself into your limitations. That's a mindset. Break that mold. It's wide open for you. It's a choice. Make the choice. You're going to be here. You're going to stick this thing through because you're going to be a year older anyway in a year. You might as well learn some skills along the way. What if it takes you 2 years? What if it takes you 5 years? What if it takes you 10 years to get this thing figured out? And what does figured out mean? What would an extra $3,000 to $5,000 a month do for everybody on here? It's going to make an impact in your life. Some of you, it's going to make an unbelievable impact, and others, it's going to make a nice impact. But it will make an impact to everybody on this line right now. And folks, that is so easy to attain in this business. It truly, truly is. In a short amount of time to build true residual wealth coming into your bank account, whether you get out of bed or not, to be able to build that in 3 to 5 to 10 years is insane. It took me 2 years to save up enough money to get my first property to generate $300 a month in residual cash flow income. 2 years. Extrapolate that, it took me another, it's actually $260 on the first one. The second one took me 2 more years, that's 4 years, and that was to make $340 on the second one. That's $600. $60,000 I had to invest to be able to do that. 4 years to generate $600. You keep that going, you're looking at about a decade to make what, 6, that was 4, so $1,500 bucks. Sapphire position, 10 years going down that path to hit Sapphire money. And we see people do it in a couple of days. We see people do it in a couple of months. We see people do it in less than a year. People that have never had success. I'm looking at one of them on here earlier, Sherry Passmore, never had success in network marketing before. Makes a decision, starts knocking this thing out of the park. In October, December, she hit Sapphire and hit Sapphire every month since, driving a brand new BMW X6. $1,500 a month in residual income on average and $500 a month for a car. That's $2,000, folks, in a year. Sherry, was it easy?
No, I had to learn some stuff.
Was it worth it?
Oh, yeah.
And that's just the money side, folks. That's not even coming close to the impact side and the significant side. So anyway, go ahead.
I was going to say just in my family alone, the amount of people who no longer have to deal with certain issues has been completely worth it.
There you go. There you go. So I want everybody to get your mind right that this is an effort. Don't do it in your spare time. Do it part-time. I'm completely fine with it. I do this part-time. But don't do it in your spare time. Make your time. Decide the hours that you're open for this business each day. And it's completely flexible because you're the boss. But you do have to show up to work. You do have to show up to do the things. You do have to show up for the skills. So keep doing that. Let Power Hour be one of those things. It's 3 hours a week. We do it Mondays, Thursdays, from 9 to 10, and then on Saturdays we do it from 10 to 11 in the morning. So make sure you keep coming to that. Make sure you go to the events. Make sure you're signed up for homecoming. By a show of hands, who signed up for homecoming? Okay. I'll be honest with you. We need every hand here to go up. You got to get to homecoming. People say, well, Casey, it's expensive and it's tough to get there, and I've got things, and there's graduation, and there's this, that, and the other. And hey, I get it. I understand. And you just joined. You just dropped, $600, maybe $1,300 US to be able to get here. Maybe that happened. I get it. But Mr. Bradford had a really good statement that he had the other day when we were in San Antonio. He said, hey, when you signed up for college and you got all your courses, were books included? No. You had to go to the bookstore and buy your books too. All right. So you just got started. There's your tuition. You got to get some books too. Make it to homecoming. Make it to the homecoming. You're going to be blown away by the training that's going to be there. It's going to be an amazing environment. Your belief level is the key thing. And here's the order that you do that in. The first step is you say yes. The second step is you tell the world. And the third step is you figure it out. Do it in that order. I promise you that one single thing of changing up your routine and doing it that way, say yes, tell the world, figure it out. Do it in that order. Most people want to figure it out, then they'll say yes, and then they'll tell everybody. That's not the way to do it. Say yes, tell the world, figure it out. Get yourself to homecoming. If there is a will, there is a way. You will find a way. That's mindset. No matter what the hurdle is. If you want it bad enough, you will make it happen. I don't care what the obstacle is. Okay? So make sure you get yourself signed up for homecoming. We're a few minutes over. I appreciate everybody being on tonight. We're going to go ahead and stop the recording, and then I'll give everybody a second to drop off that's not on the summit. And for the folks that are on the summit, we will get started. I'm going to mute the line so y'all can say good night. I appreciate y'all being out here. Next one.
Doesn't even know what it is.
Good night.
Night.